verse 15, 16, and 17 of John chapter 21. I pray that here you will see your call, my call, our call come. For you see, this is where Jesus is going to shift from the fishing to the shepherding. And I think that most of the time people read this passage and they get it in pieces. It's either the fishing piece or it's the shepherding piece, but it's the both and. You see, Jesus didn't say, time out, I'll meet with you tomorrow. I'll pick this up then. No, this is one conversation. Verse 15, when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, note, he always calls him Simon Peter when he's going out behind a woodshed. Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? This word, these, it's another one that is critical to understand this passage. You see, in the Greek grammar, these could mean the men that are there. Do you love me more than you love these men? It could mean the men that are there. Do you love me more than these men love me? But the grammar, if you really study it, would point to a different definition. Its gender is neutral, and it would point to the fishing apparatus, your boats, your nets, even the fish. Peter, do you love me more than this stuff that has empowered your life before me? This is huge, friends. Because Jesus is now saying, do you love me like a Lord? Do you love me as Lord? Do you love me? And the word that Jesus uses is agape. Do you love me unconditionally with all that you have? Peter responds. He said to him, yes, Lord. So yes, the affirmative. However, Peter goes on. He says, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. Peter says, I phileo you. I have a brotherly love for you. Lord, you know that I have this real deep, I love you like a brother, man. Jesus asked him, do you love me like a Lord? And he says, yes, I love you like a brother. Don't miss this friction point, because the meaning is in here. He said to him, Jesus now responding to Peter, feed my lambs. The nuance in these words are really pregnant with meaning. Jesus says feed, and what he means by feed is give nutrients to. My lambs, he's talking about baby sheep, the tender, the most vulnerable. And we know from Scripture's context that by lambs, what Jesus is saying is my people. He says, Peter, if you love me as you say you do, then make provision for my tender little ones, those babes in the faith. And friends, you and I pray, know this. That does not just mean chronologically young little children. It could be somebody that's 80 years old that just came to the Lord and is a babe in the faith. So Jesus says, if you love me, then be a shepherd and give to my little spiritual sheep what they need, my little lambs. Then Jesus says again, in verse 16, he said to him a second time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Do you agape me? And Peter said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love phileo you. And Jesus said to him, then tend to my sheep. Notice, Jesus went from feed my lambs to tend my sheep. What Jesus is saying now is, in tending, it's to lead. Lead my sheep. Take care of. And by sheep, now he's saying my whole flock, all of my people, the little ones to the big ones. He says, you now in the shepherding role, you're not only to feed and nurture my little ones, you're to lead and to protect and provide for all of my flock. Oh, the responsibility that's being given here to Peter. And I say to you, as an under-shepherd, the responsibility that a biblical under-shepherd carries is immense, and it is directly given from God. It's defined here. And I say to you as a Christian, you are a leader if you are a Christian. You are a fisher of men if you are a Christian. You are a shepherd if you are a Christian. Perhaps not in the office, but in the opportunity and in the call. Every single one of us that know Jesus as Lord have been called now to shepherd his sheep.